Let's continue with our first methodology if our circuit contain voltage source. Let me briefly summarize into 3 different steps. Number 1, when we deal with circuit analysis, we always need to observe our circuit. Number 2, because we are going to implement mesh analysis, we need to put a very clear label whether our current is in clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. And then we continue to analyze using KVL, Kirchhoff voltage law. Let's have a look to this example. In this circuit, if we observe, we have 2, this is number 1, this is number 2, voltage source. Right? So this is our first observation. And then if we continue to write up our solution, let's say we redraw the circuit and we put a very clear label of this clockwise direction of I1, okay, another clockwise direction of I2, and another clockwise direction of I3 to represent loop 1, loop 2, or loop 3, and loop 3, or mesh 1, mesh 2, and mesh 3. Right? Once we have a clear loop representation, then we can start to continue by writing up our loop equation. Let's say this is our first loop. This is loop 1 analysis. We start with R1 here. So what are the current? What is the current that flowing through R1? It is only I1. So I1 R1 from here, right? And then it flowing through here. For R2, we have 2 different current in between I1 as well as I2 in 2 different direction. That's why I1 minus I2 here. Okay? I1 minus I2 multiplied with R2, and then your current flowing approaching to this voltage source minus VB1 equal to 0. And then what you need to do is about your mathematics skills. You just need to rearrange, and finally for equation 1, what you can have I1 multiplied with R1 plus R2 minus I2 R2 equal to VB1. This is your equation 1. Then if you have a look to your equation 2 over here, right, this is your loop 2. So you have, let's start from R3, I2 R3 here, okay, plus I2 minus I3 for your R4 because you have I2 here and your I3 over here, plus here you have your I2 minus I1, right, multiplied with R2 equal to 0. So then all this step is about your mathematics. So what you need to do is just to rearrange, okay, all your terms, and finally what you can get is minus I1 R2 plus I2 R2 plus R3 plus R4 minus I3 R4 equal to 0. So this is your second equation. Now this is your loop 3, right? So you have R5, VB2, and R4, and this is your I3. So what you can have here, definitely I3 R5, okay, which is here. I3 R5 is here. Okay, this is your I3 flowing through R5. Okay, should be plus VB2. That's why you have plus VB2. Okay, and then what happened here is I3 minus I2 multiplied with R4. So I3 minus I4 multiplied with R4. Then you need to rearrange until you can get your equation 3. Right? So once you have equation 1, equation 2, as well as equation 3, right, you can simplify by writing in matrix representation. Right? That's why you can have it this R1 plus R2 minus R2 for your I1, right? So this one, and then this is your I1, I2, I3, and this is your VB. So this is the first methodology. If, right, you have to deal with circuit with voltage source, this one and this one.